JUMP appraisal 325. Calculate the amount of bonus that managers should expect to be paid for the latest financial year. ठीक है. JUMP company has a network of sports clubs which is managed by local managers reporting to the main board. The local managers have a lot of autonomy and are able to vary employment contracts with staff and offer discounts for membership fees and personal training sessions. They also control their own maintenance budget but do not have control over large amounts of capital expenditure. A local manager's performance and bonus is assessed relative to three targets. For every one of these three targets that is reached in an individual quarter, 400 is added to the manager's bonus, which is paid to at the end of the year. The maximum bonus per year is therefore based on 12 targets, three targets in each of the four quarters of the year. Accordingly, the maximum bonus that could be earned is 12 into 4, which is 4,800, which represents 40% of the basic salary of the local manager. तो एक तो ठीक है, तो एक बोनस के एक टारगेट के लिए 400 का बोनस है. फाइन, नो वरीज. तो हमें कैलकुलेट करना है हर एक टारगेट उसने अचीव किया है कि नहीं किया है. परफॉर्मेंस डेटा for one of the sports clubs for the last four quarters is as follows. Staff must be on time over 95% of the time. No penalty is made when staff are absent from work. Okay. तो स्टाफ डेज अपॉन स्टाफ लेटनेस डेज ये कर लेंगे. फिर ऑन एवरेज 60% of the members must use the club's facilities regularly by visiting at least 12 times per quarter. और लास्ट में on average 10% of the members must book a personal training session each quarter. तो ये सारे टारगेट्स अचीव किए कि नहीं किए वो अपने को चेक करना है.
हम्म।
पर्टिकुलर्स.
वही
हम्म. 2 September 19, 2 December 19. अरे, December 19. 30. पहला वाला. Staff must be on time 95% of the time. Staff must be on time 95% of the time. तो पहला वाला जो है उसके लिए हम क्या करें. नंबर ऑफ मेंबर्स, मेंबर विजिट्स, पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग सेशंस बुक्ड, स्टाफ डेज, स्टाफ लेटनेस डेज, डेज इन क्वार्टर. हम्म. डेज इन क्वार्टर तो क्या ही काम आएगा. स्टाफ लेटनेस डेज 450, 480. 470, 480, 20, 28, 28, 20, 1 माइनस। तो अचीव्ड अचीव्ड कहाँ पे हुआ है? 95.56% और यहाँ पे 95.83%। टारगेट अचीव्ड। टारगेट अचीव्ड। टारगेट स्टेटस अचीव्ड अचीव्ड। सिर्फ अचीव लिख देता हूँ ताकि एक ही बॉक्स में आ जाए। Okay, next, on average, 60% of the members must use the club's facilities regularly by visiting at least 12 times per quarter. On average, 60% of the members, blah blah blah. यहाँ पे सारा कॉपी पेस्ट का काम आएगा पूरा ये सब। पर क्या दिया एग्जैक्टली? ऑन एवरेज 60% ऑफ द मेंबर्स मस्ट यूज club's facilities regularly by visiting at least 12 times per quarter. अभी में नंबर ऑफ मेंबर्स है 3000। 60% तो मैं कहता है नंबर ऑफ मेंबर्स कितने हैं मेरे पास? 3000, 3200, 3300, 3400। 60% ऑफ द मेंबर्स, तो इसका 60%। मेंबर विजिट्स कितने हैं? 12 टाइम्स होने चाहिए। मेंबर विजिट्स 24,000, 26,000। तो अभी इसमें एवरेज विजिट्स ना, विजिट्स तो यहाँ पर और यहाँ पे अचीव हो गए हैं। टारगेट स्टेटस अचीव, अचीव्ड, पर भी अचीव्ड अचीव्ड। तो मैं एम्प्टी कर देता हूँ। तो यहाँ पे भी अचीव्ड अचीव्ड हो गया। अभी नेक्स्ट, ऑन एवरेज 10% ऑफ द मेंबर्स मस्ट बुक पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग सेशन पर क्वार्टर। ऑन एवरेज 10% ऑफ द मेंबर्स मस्ट बुक पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग सेशंस पर क्वार्टर। हाँ, सेम चीज में कॉपी पेस्ट कर लेता हूँ। थर्ड वन, ऑन एवरेज 10% of the members, and this time again we will just copy and paste चीजों को। नंबर ऑफ है क्या? हाँ, नंबर ऑफ मेंबर्स इतने हैं, लेकिन अभी यहाँ पर 10% ऑफ द मेंबर्स। पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग सेशन ग्रुप 31010। नहीं नहीं नहीं, लेकिन हम इसको निकालेंगे कैसे? देखो, पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग सेशंस बुक्ड on average 10% of the members must book personal training sessions. So is it something like this कि नहीं? अच्छा, यहाँ पे 310 है, यहाँ पे 325 है, यहाँ पे 310 है, और यहाँ पे 339 है। तो इज इट समथिंग लाइक दिस कि मेंबर विजिट्स 310 हुए हैं यहाँ पे, 10% मेंबर को अटेंड करते हैं, यहाँ पे 310 बराबर हो गया। यहाँ पे 320 तो 325 ने विजिट किया, लेकिन यहाँ पे उतने विजिट्स नहीं हुए। इज इट समथिंग लाइक दिस कि ये दोनों अचीव्ड यहाँ पे आ जाएंगे, टारगेट स्टेटस। थिंक ऐसे ही होगा कि इन दोनों जगहों पे टारगेट स्टेटस अचीव हो गया, ऐसा। 10। आज कितने मार्क्स का सम थे? 6 मार्क्स। हाँ ठीक है, 10। नाउ द मैनेजर विल बी पेड अ बोनस फॉर कंप्लीटिंग 6 टारगेट्स। Bonus of completing six targets, that is 6 into 400, 2400। खुश रहे भाई। 325। Wait a minute. That's unbelievable. 450। फिर आता है ये, हाँ 325। तो ये रहा, यस 310 325 बराबर। फिर यहाँ पे यस यस इन्होंने ऐसे निकाला है, हमने अलग तरीके से निकाला। हमने शायद 12 और 13 टाइम्स ऐसा करके निकाला। वी कैलकुलेटेड टाइम्स, बट दैट्स ओके। यहाँ पे भी अचीव्ड और अचीव्ड, यस। सो बोनसेस दो, 6 ऐसा इन्होंने यहाँ पे ऐसे किया। बोनस मैं अलग कॉलम बनाया यहाँ पे, ये इधर बोनस दे गेव 2 हियर, 2 हियर एंड 2 हियर। इन्होंने ऐसे लिखा रहेगा रेट discuss to what extent the targets set are controllable by the local manager. You are required to make the case for both sides of the argument. Discuss what extent the target sets are controllable by the local manager. तू पढ़ेगा?
ठीक है।
पढ़ ले।
ओके।
पेज नंबर बताता हूँ, पेज
इम्पोर्टेंट
नंबर 92।
प्रिंसिपल नहीं मिला, हाँ। An important principle of any target bonus system is that the target must be based on controllable aspect of manager's role. Staff on time. The way in which managers staff can have a big bearing on whether or not an individual staff member is keen to work or arriving on time. We are told that the local manager has the power to vary employment contracts, so the manager would be able to agree acceptable shift pattern with the staff and reward them for compliance. In this respect, the lateness of staff is controllable by manager. On the other hand, an individual staff member may be subject to home pressure or problem with public or other transport, meaning that even they cannot control the time of arrival at the work on some days, the manager cannot control this event either. If this problem because regular for a member of staff, then local manager could vary the contract of employment accordingly. Overall, lateness to work is controllable by the local manager. Member member use of facilities. The local manager controls the staff and hence the level of customer service. Good quality customer service would be probably encourage member to use the facility.
हम्म,
facilities more
हम्म,
often. Equally, by maintaining the club to a higher standard than local manager can remove another potential reason for a member not to use the facility regularly. Equally, by maintaining the club at a high standard, a local manager can remove another potential reason for a member not to use the facility regularly. On other hand, customers are influenced by many factors outside the club. Their health, the state of the health, their own work pressure can prevent membership being able to come to the club. Overall, the local manager can only partly control the number of members visit. Personal training section. Again, the local manager controls the level of customer service and the standard of maintenance in the personal training department. The manager also has control over prices. So, if the booking fall, they are able to reduce prices or make special offer to encourage use of a facility. On other hand, personal training sessions may be seen as a luxury to customers, and in times of financial difficulties, they are expandable by them. Personal training sessions are often available from other sources. Competition can force down the sales of global clubs. The manager can respond to that by improving services. They cannot however, make significant investment in improving the facility without board approval. Overall, the local manager can partly control the number of personal training sessions.
नाइस।
3 point
कुछ कुछ चीज़ उसके कंट्रोल में,
discussion.
कुछ कुछ नहीं है, उन्हीं उन्हीं के बारे में मैंने बात की है, जैसे कैसे क्वालिटी हो गया, स्टाफ का लेवल हो, अच्छे पॉइंट्स थे काफी।
Now, staff on time, the membership use facilities, personal training sessions. ये
अच्छा।
तो key points थे.
हम्म।
And
डिस्क्राइब
last एक.
Describe two methods as to how a manager with access to the accounting and other records could unethically manipulate the situation so as to gain greater bonus. मैं पढ़ूं?
Purpose.
There are a variety of methods that the performance data can be manipulated. Cut off. The unethical manager could record visits in a different period that was actually the case. For example, in quarter three, the target for personal training sessions was not met by 20 sessions. This was probably obvious to the manager in the last few days of the quarter. They could have therefore recorded some sessions as having taken place in the next quarter. Indeed, only one session would have to be moved in this way in order for the manager to meet the target in the final quarter and gain another 400 of the bonus. Reduce prices to below economic levels to encourage use. The targets that the manager is subject to are mainly volume driven. A reduction in prices would harm profitability but would not damage the manager's bonus potential. More sessions are bound to follow if the prices is set low enough. Okay, मतलब प्राइस इतना कम कर दो कि लोग ज्यादा आ जाएं। हाँ हाँ, क्योंकि वो तो सिर्फ वॉल्यूम देख रहे हैं, वो लोग प्राइस देख ही नहीं रहे हैं।
और इसको बोनस भी मिल जाएगा.
Hey, देख, other ideas would be acceptable, including advising staff to take the day off if they were going to be late. This would damage services admittedly, but would potentially gain a bonus for lateness. ऐसा भाई
ये
बोनस
कोई करेगा नहीं.
लेट मतलब भाई मैनिपुलेशन के लिए बेस्ट है भाई ये।